On this segment, we're at the Slusser Law Firm. I'm here with Chris Slusser, and Chris, thanks for taking time to be with us, because I know in the business you're in, you're very busy, but it's important that we inform people a little bit about what goes on here, because you help a lot of people in a lot of ways. Why don't we start out by talking about, of course I named your business, but where you're located for people that are watching.
We're located near the on Route 309, near the intersection with 309 and the Airport Beltway. We've been here for the past 2 years, and we're very happy to be in this location.
Well, when it comes to an attorney, people don't always want to think about it, but they should. And what's your advice to someone, even before we get started here, about how to view an attorney? Because a lot of people say they don't need it, but then all of a sudden they find themselves needing it, and they're running around in a hurry instead of having a relationship already built.
Well, and you're right about that. It is important to have a relationship with your attorney. Attorneys are necessary for things that people just take for granted. For instance, estate planning, wills and estates. If you're involved in an automobile accident, a large portion of our business is representing the injured, people who are injured in automobile accidents, slip and fall accidents, wrongful death accidents. So it's very important to have the relationship with your attorney prior to the need arising.
Well, and so when somebody's thinking about an attorney, whether it's for an accident or whatever, okay, how do you shop? I mean, obviously you don't shop for an attorney. It's about a relationship, isn't it?
It is. It's important to have an attorney who, number one, is experienced, someone who knows the law, someone you're comfortable with. It's an individual who you're going to have an interaction with, oftentimes involved in a situation that isn't particularly pleasant. If you've been injured in an automobile accident, you want to know that the individual who's representing you, the attorney representing you, is someone who cares about you, someone who cares about what's happening to you, someone who's going to fight for your rights and get you the compensation you deserve.
And it shouldn't be a frightening experience. It should be something they come in because you want to become educated.
Absolutely. Particularly with regard to accident situations. The individual comes to us who's been injured in an accident. Our philosophy is their concern should be concentrating on their recovery, concentrating on getting better. They've been injured, they're seeing doctors regularly, they may be out of work at that point in time. So it's important for them to know that we're representing their interests, and we're doing what we need to do to process their claim and to help them through their time of need. It's also important to remember that during the recovery and treatment period, you should keep track of your costs, keep a diary on how the injuries may have affected you during that time. It's also very important to keep the appointments that you've made with your doctors and listen to their advice. And all of this is going to help to ensure that your claim moves quickly, and it'll help us to maximize the compensation we recover for your injuries when we settle your claim.
Now, nobody plans for an accident, but what can people do in advance before anything like that happens? Obviously come in, but how do you do that?
Well, with regard to automobile accidents, it's particularly important for them to make sure that the insurance that they have purchased is adequate. And what I mean by that is insurance policies, sometimes you purchase your policy and you really don't know what you're purchasing because they're very intricate. So it's important for people to sit down with their policy, sit down with their agent. You're welcome to contact me. I'll be happy to review the policy with you. But on that policy, there are a number of different portions of a policy that you purchase. One of them is the tort option. There is full tort and limited tort options in Pennsylvania. And what that means is if you purchase the full tort option, your rights to bring a claim in the event you're injured are unrestricted. If you purchase the limited tort option, your ability to bring a claim for personal injury is extremely limited, and sometimes it precludes you from being able to bring a claim against those who may have caused your injury. Full tort versus limited tort, the cost of those two options is sometimes very, very meager. It may be $50, it may be $100, but to some people that's a significant amount of money. I understand that, but the difference is if you purchase limited tort, you may be giving away tens of thousands of dollars in the event you're injured.
And a lot of times people don't even know what they selected.
You're absolutely right. They go in, they trust that their agent is providing them with what they think they need, and that may not always be the case, and not because the agent is trying to pull a fast one, but but the individual just may not understand what they're purchasing.
And they may have a little prejudged them and say, well, I'm trying to save them money, and this is a way to do it, but that may not inevitably be the right choice. You know, when it comes to accidents, of course, nobody wants one, but when it happens, you do need an attorney. That's a definite, right?
It's very important. It's very important to have counsel in those situations. When you're injured, again, all you should be concentrating on, all you should be thinking about is your recovery, making sure that you're treating appropriately, you're seeing the doctors you need to see, and that you're focusing on getting better. If you have counsel, an experienced counsel, you know, we can help you through the claim process, making sure that the medical claim is established, making sure you're compensated for your vehicle damage, or some people lose their vehicles in a crash, making sure you're able to obtain a new vehicle, making sure that if you're entitled to receive wage loss pay, you receive that in a timely fashion, and making sure that the claim against the individual who hurt you is processed properly. It's important for people to remember, after an accident, you have an obligation to speak to your own insurance company and advise them that the accident occurred. But besides speaking to your own insurance company, the police officer who may have investigated the accident, and your doctors, we tell people not to speak to anyone else. They'll often get calls immediately after an accident from the insurance company representing the person who caused the accident. And it's important for you to first come see us and speak to us about the accident before you talk to anyone else.
Let's talk about wills and things, because people don't want to think about those either. But how important is it today to have a will? Because not only for yourself, but for your loved ones, because if something happens, how do you carry anything out if you don't know what's going on?
You're right. It's a delicate subject. People don't like to think about dying. Unfortunately, it will happen to all of us at some point in time. But it is important to think about planning the administration of your estate and getting a will. And a will is important to everyone. Some people will think, well, geez, I'm not a millionaire. Why do I need a will? I don't have an estate. The word estate sometimes makes people think that means you have to have a lot of money. Or, I'm young. I can worry about that in 30 years. But the fact of the matter is that a will is important for everyone, no matter how little or how much they have in their estate.
Well, some of the people I run into, too, who've gone through it, there's a lot of things to file. And if you don't know what to do, you get nervous about it, you get upset, you're not sure if you're filing the right thing. And wouldn't an attorney come in handy there to know exactly what to do?
Absolutely. The process is not that cumbersome. We'd be happy to help you through that process, drafting the will, creating the will. And it doesn't just include the will. It's the entire estate plan, which would include a power of attorney, the will itself, perhaps a living will for those individuals who wish to make those decisions early. And we recommend that, and we can help you through that, and we'd love to be able to assist you in that manner.
I understand you also work with real estate and business. Why don't you touch on that for a second?
If you're buying or selling a home, or if you're starting a business, we have 3 attorneys here in the office, and although our primary focus is personal injury, we have an ability to assist you in all of your legal needs, and we'd welcome your business and hope you come to see us.
And what about workman's comp? Do you help people with that?
We do. We represent people who are injured in workers' compensation cases as well. And we've had a very successful track record in that area of law, too.
Well, we want to encourage people, Chris, to not only think in terms of your office, but attorneys in general, because it's something that can be a real positive for them. In a final word, what would you like to let people thinking about when they think about needing an attorney and your firm, the Slusser Law Firm? Leave them a final word.
Well, we just want people to know that we care about our clients. If you come to the Slusser Law Firm, you're not just a number. You'll receive personal attention to each and every aspect of your case. And hopefully we can assist you in your future legal needs.